on the front end, a lot of these calls, we always warn families like, look, our food's going to be bad, our staff's going to be mean, you're going to be bored all day, like that's what you're going to hear. But it's usually around that 60-day mark. We always come back to that. It's all of a sudden kids start asking parents, how you doing today, mom and dad? And that's when things are starting to happen in a young man's life. They're starting to take ownership, not looking at emotionally done, but almost invest in other people. And that's really, what we're trying to get with these guys. And all of a sudden, you're seeing a young man just start, blossoming in front of you. And it's the subtle things that happen. But man, from that 60-day on, they're just gaining confidence, going back to some of these wins they gain in their lives. That's what we see around that 60-day mark.
Yeah, I think when young men finally believe that they can do something that is meaningful and they set a real aim and we give them the ability to walk that out and we say, you can do it. You have what it takes to figure it out. I can think of the young man that, wanted to be a computer programmer and, his family was really wanting him to go to college. It's like, hey, he's got to go to college. He's got to finish college. He was like, I just don't want to go to college.
He was enrolled.
He was enrolled in college.
He was enrolled in a good flagship state school.
Yeah.
Right, had a full scholarship. Yeah.
And he just wanted to go, do his computer programming and, be on the
mountaintop a lot of money
and travel.
doing that.
Yeah, no, he had financially it worked. And we said, okay, what is the plan to do it? And he said, I need these things. I'm going to need this. This is the timeline I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to put all these pieces together. And he went and did it. And the pictures he would send us, like him being alive, like he's cheesing from ear to ear. And this was a young man.
On top of a mountain in Colorado.
Exactly.
Right,
And this is a young man that had been to numerous psych facilities, suicidal.
And the win with him was he believed he was too broken to do it. Yep. And he needed permission to live out what he believed he needed to do. The irony of all that is he went back to school. I mean, and so mom finally got what she wanted.
His own free will.
Yeah, he chose it. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but these kids, they, what's funny is because we see the young man want to take off and run, but parents still like, whoa, that might be too much for my son, right? He can't work 2 jobs now, can he? And do school full time. Like, that's almost too much for him. Like, no, he's really capable of doing all these things, And so that becomes, sometimes the struggle for families. Like, I'm excited about him becoming a young man, but not too fast, because there's a grieving process, if we're being honest, that for a parent to experience here. It's like, you're losing your son, so to speak, you're getting an adult back, and that changes all the dynamics in a relationship.
Right. But I would say, I think we've talked about it a little bit, but just to draw a bright line underneath it, when young men discover what they are capable of, which is what our program is fundamentally designed to do. First, they've got to believe they're capable of it and then see it demonstrated. Then they're able to live out the kind of life that right. all parents desire for their kids to live.
And it's like you get to see the light bulb come on. And once they believe it and they know it, it's like, oh, wow. It's like, the sky's the limit.
And something too, when we think back when we were 18-year-old kids, we made mistakes. This isn't about like your son's going to walk out of here and be perfect. But he knows who he is and where he's going. I think that's such a critical. We talked a little bit early on, but like when you can really start living that out, like you're going to make mistakes. Kids are going to maybe relapse. Kids are going to kind of fall astray. Who doesn't in life? But the difference is I know where to go back to.
Get back on the path.
Right. You speak of this all the time being in the military, a reference point. Like I know my reference point. I might get knocked off because something tragic happens in my life. There may be a death. There may be a loss of job, whatever. It's like, but I don't have to lose my way.